Going on? What's going on, my peoples? What you going on? Shit is late. It's early at the same time. But I just had to go live, Jack. I had to go live for the simple reason, man, how they doing Mr. Puff Daddy, man. They really making Puff out to be the face. No, they making Bill Cosby, Puffy, and R. Kelly out to be the face of the R word, or beating black women or beating women. That's cold. That's how they do us, man. And this particular subject I'm talking on is talking about Puffy and directly. So, if y'all don't know, man, Puff started out doing parties as a promoter. I'm a promoter. I know a couple of guys that's that's promoters. Not to sound degrading or to put nobody down, but I'm just speaking my truth, man. Being a promoter, and I wasn't even a big promoter. I'm not gonna sit here and cap for the YouTube or cap for the social media. I wasn't no big time promoter, but I did a few things, did some hair shows, did a few parties, you feel me? Did some picnics and things of that nature. Hey man, women will do whatever to be, to get a free ticket or to be first in line or whatever it may be, man. So that's the beginning of Puff. And as you can see, Puff got a big personality. Big mouth too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about just talking, I'm talking about the way his mouth sit. You know what I'm saying? The brother got a, he got a, like Jamie Foxx said, he said, man, he kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like Puff got a, he got a cold little mouthpiece on him. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. These niggas in Detroit can't drive to say they like. And it's supposed to be Motor City. But back to what I was saying, man. So the way they trying to depict Puff, you got to go back to his history from day one. You know what I'm saying? His pops was part of Nicky Barnes' not inner circle but outer circle. So you got people who was next to Nicky Barnes, then you got Day Crew. He was part of a crew. So he wasn't directly with Nicky Barnes, but he was affiliated with Nicky Barnes. So that's the beginning of Puff, man. You know what I'm saying? His pops got killed because Pops told, you know what I'm saying, the nigga who killed him, allegedly, is the nigga who basically was part of the crew that was sent to kill him. He the one who carried the casket. So that's the beginning of Puff, man. So he grew up a single, you know what I'm saying, with the single mom with Janice Combs. You know what I'm saying? So he probably dealt with some things, man. You know what I'm saying? Not having your father and then hearing your father got killed, murdered, say he snitched. I mean, that sets in a kid's head, man. I don't care who it is. So Puff beginnings, for real, is warped. You know what I mean? Now this not to justify anything that man did. You know what I mean? Right is right, wrong is wrong. Putting his hands and kicking and doing all that, and he ain't did that just to hurt. You know what I mean? I want to say Puff allegedly did that to majority of all the women he dealt with. Even J-Lo. J-Lo gonna eventually come out and say, yeah, he hit me too. You know what I'm saying? Puff seems like he got anger issues. You know what I mean? He's not the only man with anger issues. He's not the only person with anger issues. You know, that's why I'm detailing y'all, man, his early beginnings. But he overcame all that. Went to college, went to Howard University. He didn't graduate, but he studied marketing and promotion. So he learned some shit. See, people think you actually need a degree. It's like, no disrespect to black women, but black women think you need a degree. No, you can start you a business. Just get you the information you need from the college. If you want to finish, cool. But if you don't, hey, as long as you get the knowledge and obtain what you need to obtain. So obviously Puff, obtain enough knowledge to know, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So he started promoting parties. That's how he got his name Puff. You know what I'm saying? He was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Blew up. Got to a point where he had the city college, which Gene Deal detailed in real details about what happened with the city college situation. I believe 7 people unalived. That's the beginning of Puff. But like I said today on Facebook, it was a black dude. It's a black dude. I forgot his name, but he was the head of the conservatory, something real big in Detroit. Something to do with the conservatory. And now he got to step down because it's some alleged shit that he then took some money and all that type of shit, right? So I say, black, excuse me, prominent positions and powerful positions, be careful. Them white folk watch us and wait. They lay in the cut on us, man. We thinking we in there. We seen John, we seen Sally, we seen all them do some shit, and then we get to a position where we feel like we can do that. You can't do that, brother. You can't do that. So I say that to say, when Puff had that problem at City College, it was already them folk watching. Feds, Jews. This little boy a moneymaker. Like, if y'all remember what Dave Chappelle said about the story on Oprah when he talked about the monkey and the salt. You know, them people know we know where the money at. They know we know what to do. We know how to, that's why the hood, they talk the hood broke. The hood ain't broke. Everybody in the hood getting money about the hood. Right now, the Chaldeans, the Arabs, the Chinese, everybody getting money about the hood but the black people. So the hood ain't broke. It's just that we ain't learned how to be investors. We too busy trying to be consumers. We want to consume everything, you know, buy everything. We don't want to invest. We think that take too long. So we basically consume everything. So when new Jordans come out, when you know what I'm saying, when this come out, when that come out, we spend. But bottom line, they know we know where the money at. That's why they at in the hood. So by them seeing the situation with Puff, they seen, oh, this boy know how to make money. He galvanized. He had so many people at the city college that 7 people was unalive. That means he's very popular. They love his parties. So he go be an intern for that man, but I can't say his name right now. But the man who ran Uptown Records, you know what I'm saying? He was an intern for, you know what I mean, for him. He the one who, talent wise, hey, pick Mary J. Blige, pick Father MC, pick Jodeci. He the one who did that. All them people I just named, Puff picked him. So he started being that nigga at Uptown. My man, Andre Harrell, that's his name. Andre Harrell, rest in peace. Andre Harrell, like, damn, this nigga getting too big. You know, it's that old 48 laws of power, you know, never outshine the master. So he started outshining the master. My man let him go. But in between him letting him go, he had found Big and he had found Craig Mack. Right? So now he got Big and Craig Mack, but he ain't got no label. How did a 19, 20-something year old, early 20s black man bump into Clive Davis, the one who made Whitney Houston and all the big acts before Whitney Houston, all the white acts and all? Clive Davis got a long list of people he done made famous. What made him want to get Puff? Now keep in mind now, going back to Puff early days, Pops got killed, you know what I'm saying? Raised by a single mom. We don't know who, you know, his mom was dropping him off to, you know what I'm saying, as far as babysitters. So technically, we don't know if Puff got touched on. You feel me? You know, because, you know, him allegedly liking men, that could start when he was young, man. I don't think that's something that, you know, starts, you know, when you get older. You know what I'm saying? I think you curious. You know what I'm saying? I think you curious when you basically young, and if somebody basically you know what I'm saying, touch on you. Excuse me, I'm looking around. This Detroit, man. You gotta be on point at all times, man. You don't know what these folk be on, man. But you just don't know, man. So I feel like at the end of the day, something probably could happen in that boy's childhood, you know. And this is the early time when, you know, CPS and all that wasn't big like that back in the early 70s and all that type of shit. That shit didn't get big into the 80s, middle 80s, early 90s. You know what I mean? For real, for real. It was just starting out. So you know, anything that's starting out, it ain't all the way there yet. It ain't really got its feel yet. So something could have happened to the young man, dog. You know what I mean, when he was young. So fast forward, like I said, he bumped into Clyde. Like, how did Clyde Davis find him, or how he find Clyde Davis? And how did he get a 40 million? Because I grabbed the Word Up magazines. The reason why I can talk like this, y'all, because I grabbed damn near every Word Up magazine, every hip hop magazine, even the first XXL. I got the first 2 issues of XXL when they first dropped. Like, I got some magazines, they're not even around, or they only was around for like five issues, dog. So I was always on that type of shit. And I read the articles, you know what I'm saying, and check out the new artists. That's how I saw Nelly. I remember seeing Nelly, like, oh man, who this nigga? You know what I mean? They were saying, okay, he from St. Louis. So a lot of people I know about because I read about him. And Puff I read about. You know what I mean? I was fascinated by the man, you know what I'm saying, and how he made his come up. So they saying he got a 40, 50 million, like 45 million, I believe, man, credit line. Because it ain't cash, it's a credit line. So that's what they get you, you know, when you hear Birdman and all them niggas, oh man, you know what I'm saying, I got a, no, they gave them niggas a credit. You know what I mean? So it's like a nigga fronting you some dope, you know what I'm saying? And basically, the nigga front you some dope. Now you can keep some of the little, you know what I mean? Like if a nigga front you a 8 ball, you know, you just starting out, nigga front you an 8 ball. He might say, okay, you can cut about 5 off of it. Bring me back 250. Now you might, if you good at cutting it up, you might be able to cut it 6. So now you done made you an extra few dollars. You know what I mean? So that's all that is, man. But you're still gonna have to pay the nigga who gave you that 8 ball. Basically. So he got that money. But how did he get that money? In hindsight, Clyde Davis eventually came out, wrote a book, and said that he is bisexual. So that's to tell you, Quincy Jones, bisexual. So at the end of the day, it's not too far-fetched that Puff was already on some freaky shit. So think about this. You with women, but you really don't like them. Because like my man was saying, and I felt it because I made a comment on IG about it. I'm like, man, yeah. Because the way he was beating and kicking her is like he hated her. But he's Puff. What could she have done to you? Let's say she tried to holler at a nigga, but you're Puff. Who cares? What Nino say? Cancel this bitch, I get another one. You Puff. So the way he was hitting and kicking on that woman, you can't even say allegedly, now the tape is out. He was hitting her and kicking her like he hated her. So at the end of the day, I think Puff really is fighting the fact that he liked guys. I really think, like when he said, oh, I was fucked up, I sought therapy, you know, in his apology. In his apology, you know what I'm saying? In his apology, he basically was saying how he was fucked up and, you know what I'm saying, and how he sought therapy. I just think the man, honestly, man, is confused and like dudes and be mad that he with a woman. But he like women too. But it's like, no disrespect to that community, man, but honestly, if y'all know anything of the history of that community or them people, man, in the early 70s in the DSM-1, this is what Dr. Umar was explaining. You know what I mean? That in the first DSM, which is what psychologists use. They got the DSM-2 now, and they probably gonna eventually do another remix and do a DMS-3 and end up talking about they gonna let the little child, people who like the children, they gonna allow them to be in the book talking about it ain't considered a mental illness no more. But in the early 70s, I believe 72, after 72, because 71 was the last one. So after 72, it was, under 72, so 71 on down, it was considered to be mentally disturbed. Basically, it was classified as a mental illness to be LGBTQ. Because if you really start just like the society say we can't say this about these people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're gonna ding this what I'm saying now, but if they do, they do. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's for educational purposes. But at the end of the day, think about it, man. You got women who like women, like studs, and they'll wear a strappy and actually thinking they're getting pleasure with the strappy. Like, I'm a man, so I have a unit. Just put it that way. I have a unit. When my unit's being pleasured, I'm gonna feel it. How do a woman that's a stud, aka trying to be a man, how is she feeling anything from something that's not even attached to her? That's clearly mental illness, dude. So I just feel like, honestly, like if we in our own community, in the heterosexual community, if we got a bunch of mental problems, because I believe we all got a bunch of mental problems in general. Everybody just deal with it differently, or some people know how to deal with it better than others. But I think living in this world, we all got a touch of something going on with us. So if we got that in the heterosexual community, how is it not inside the LGBT community? So going back to Puff, I just think Dog confused, man, my personal opinion. I think Dog here confused. He like women, but then he get drunk, get high. You know, obviously we see he had a drug mule, so Puff was getting high. You know what I mean? And he just probably going to fits in them rages, man. But it go back to when he was a kid. Daddy got killed. No telling what happened to him as a kid. You never know. His mama could have been abusive to him. You know what I mean? All kind of shit. You never know. You never know. We just see the nigga dancing and making all this hot ass music and got this record label, so we thinking everything's sweet. But man, everybody has problems. Everybody has a beginning. You know what I mean? It's not his end, but everybody has a beginning, middle, and end, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's basically the long and short of what I think Puff went through. So that's why I say I still stand with him, because God forgives everybody. How we can't forgive nobody. But when we go through something, we want God to forgive us. Like, make that make sense. I know niggas who done did, man, the unthinkable. I ain't gotta say it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Still walking around here. God didn't forgive that man. If he didn't talk to God didn't forgive him. Now the family who dealing with the fact that that loved one ain't there, friends or whoever might know that man or woman or whatever, hey, they got to deal with it. They got to find some forgiveness in their heart. Because when it's time for them to check out, they can't go to God and be like, well, he had did this and did it. God gonna be like, man, you harbor too much. I can't let you in. I can't let you in. So at the end of the day, man, you feel me? I feel like God forgive, because I done did some shit. You know what I mean? I'm like my man from Goody, what CeeLo say? I did some dumb shit, and I'm probably gonna do some more. But you shouldn't hold that against me, though. You know what I mean? On the song "Get Up and Get Out and Get Something" by Outkast and Goody Mob. But that's a real line. We gonna fuck up again. That we humans. So if God can just always take His mercy, and you know what I'm saying, and still take us and allow us to still be, you know, how we can't, man. Yes, it's horrible to see what he did on that tape, man. But at the same time, he's still a human being, man. He's not a dog. And me, I hate that black men get blamed for everything. Black men get demonized, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? We get like Chad Wheeler, Dana White, Vince McMahon, all these white men, they don't never get demonized. They might get some jail time. They might, whatever, get a fine and, you know, get sued or whatever. But they don't never get, we get like literally demonized. Like, black men are the devil. They beat and rape women and all. Man, come on, man. Because my thing, before I get off here, I want to know How did Puff get Cassie? Who sent Cassie Puff way, or how did he bump into her? That's what I really want to know. Because they said she was 19. So she 2 years removed from being basically a kid. If she was 19, that means 18. 2 years prior, she was a kid in the eyes of the world, the law, and everything. She was a kid. So how did she at 19 bump into a mogul? Puff is a mogul. How did she bump into a mogul? Who introduced? I just told you Clyde Davis. He's Jewish. The Universal, all the big record labels are owned by Jewish people. You telling me if Puff was such a terrible man and he did all this and he did all that and he did everything coming out now, so how did they give him all that money then? Why would you invest in a person that you know got issues? Is it that y'all knew and y'all covered it up, or now y'all just playing dumb? See, that's when we gotta start asking questions, man. Who sent Cassie his way? How did he bump into Cassie? How did he get all? If Puff was such a bad person, how did he get 40 million from Arista? Then he turned around and did a deal with Universal, which all these is owned by Jewish people. You telling me people are doing business with people they don't know what they doing? Now you got everybody unfollowing LeBron. All these people that, hey man, it sounded like y'all knew what was going on. Now that it's kind of trendy to not follow him on social media or make something come out and say something. That's why I respect Cameron. Cameron knew what they was doing. Cameron's smart. He went up there for promo. He was under the Dame Dash umbrella. He ain't gonna go, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna, shit. That's like Dame. Dame knows some shit about Jay-Z. He talked around Jay-Z. He talk about really how he feel. Like, damn, I thought we was brothers. How you gonna do me like that? But trust me, he knows some interpersonal shit that Jay-Z did that can crumble Jay-Z. Dame Dash ain't gonna do that. So when they brought Cam on, they like, okay, they got is what it is. You know, CNN brought them on. That's Jewish owned networks and all that type of stuff. They then did their homework. They know they just got a $20-30 million deal, so they got a big buzz going on. You know what I mean? Mace, you know, by him being a pastor, you know, we can't bring Mace. Mace going, you know what I'm saying? He gonna get to talking Jesus on it. We Jews, we ain't one trying to hear no Jesus shit. You know what I'm saying? We bring Cam with him. So they try to get Cam. Hey Cam, you know, by Puff, he said, hold up, is this Puff factory of Puff? You know what I'm saying? And spent it and was like, hey man, who's the telling angels again for this? And made it all funny and crazy. But at the end of the day, man, because he basically played like he didn't know what the fuck was going on, but he knew what was going on. But he spent it on old girl because she was trying, a black woman with white woman hair on TV, trying to put a black man in a dulo twist, and he twisted on her. And he started promoting his little weed and started promoting his shit, like his show, and what time it come on and all that. And she, all right then, she want to cut him, you know, that because I know the people in the headphone was like, hey, cut that nigga. That nigga, he flipped it on us. That was smart move. That's free promo. So now you got everybody talking about it. That's free promo and press run for Cam. That's smart move. But I respect him because he didn't shit on a nigga. I got niggas I don't like, but if a nigga down, I ain't gonna kick him. I'd rather get him down, and I'd rather put him down my damn self and kick him. But if he already on the ground, I'm not gonna kick him. So to give y'all an illustration of that, that's like seeing a nigga knocked out. Your homie knocked the nigga out, and then you come and kick him. You ain't supposed to do that. The man already knocked out. The man already down. You ain't supposed to do that. So I wouldn't do that to none. I wouldn't even do that to my worst enemy. If he already down, I ain't about to come kick that nigga. So yeah, that's all I was saying on social media. And people, you know, dragging Cam, you know, people that drag me. It's cool, but I stand with him because I know God forgives. You know what I mean? If I want God's forgiveness, I got to learn to forgive people. So that's my 2 cents on it, man. Y'all enjoy y'all morning. I'm about to grab me something to eat and lay it on down, man. All right, peace.